Hello, and welcome to Beyond the Label, a Homefield College podcast where neurodiversity meets opportunity. In this episode, we'll be discussing careers, chatting to some students, an alumna, and a parent about their experiences with neurodiversity and employability. Up first, our careers lead Keleigh will be chatting to a few of our current students at Homefield.
Hello everyone, my name's Keleigh and I'm the careers lead for Homefield College. I'm joined by Grace, Janvee and Cameron, who are also on the student union. So I'd like to ask you, what does the word career mean for you? Let's start with you, Grace.
Career means when you get to do something that you love. Career means to get to do your dream job. Career means to get involved in something that you're not normally involved in if you're like special needs or anyone like that.
Okay, thank you. So for you, career is around finding that thing that you love, that you enjoy and that you get to keep on doing. What about you, Janvee?
Looking for a job and finding things I like to do as a job. Like, I like horses.
So you really want to do something that you're interested in. And what about you, Cameron?
A job or work placement.
So at Homefield, we want to prepare students for the future, whether that's to find something that they enjoy or to help them to find a job. How can Homefield help you to get your career of choice?
Supporting internship.
Yeah, that's one of the options, isn't it? That's where you would stay at college for an extra year and do a work placement for a few days and then learn a bit more about the world of work.
Like volunteering for things like I did with Dino with Posh Dogs.
Even though you say that you want to work with horses, we gave you an opportunity to do something that's slightly different but still with animals, and you still enjoyed it. We have a lot of different types of lessons at Homefield, don't we? Lots of different subjects. Do you think that the lessons that we offer students will help them to pick the thing that they enjoy or the thing that they're good at or might want to explore as a job?
Oh,
Yeah.
Are there any lessons that we don't offer that you think would be really good if we could?
Sports lesson, like boccia and
Tennis.
football, for example.
That's really interesting because actually when we're talking about preparation for adulthood, the ability to maintain your health and well-being is really important, because if you don't have your health and well-being, it might be more difficult to go out to do the things that you enjoy or to go out to work. So when you're thinking about your next steps, who's helping you?
Maybe your teachers.
Progress mentor, coaches.
How about outside of college? Do you have anybody outside of college?
My PA.
And what's a PA?
It's like a personal assistant. They go out with you, but they can also help you with your, like, I want to say personal care, if that's
Yeah,
right.
they do, yeah.
Not all of our students might have a PA. Do you think that we should talk to them about getting a PA?
I think they should, because a lot of them will benefit from it.
So we've talked about your teachers help you, your progress coaches, your job coaches help you. So let's now talk about parents and how helpful are parents in helping you to think about your career?
Helpful, they are.
I'd say mine are very helpful.
Mine are helpful, including my carers as well are helpful.
Would it be harder for you if your parents didn't know what was available for young people?
Yeah, it would be harder if they didn't know.
Okay. Can you think of anything else that we could do that might help our young people to think about careers?
Volunteering, like job / work experience that I think would be good for like performing arts people. For example, working at theatres and stuff, doing front of house.
Yeah? So do you think that our students, so thinking about yourselves but also other
Others.
students that you know, do you think that there are lots of students that would like to volunteer when they're not at college?
I'd hope so, but not all.
So we would need to find,
Other opportunities.
that are okay for some people and others.
I did the gardening one for work experience, that was something different.
Yeah, and actually, let me ask that question. Thank you, Cameron. Should we only let you do the things that you enjoy, or should we also let you do things that you've not even thought about?
I liked it.
You liked it?
It's very good, yeah.
But you'd not thought about that before, had you?
No.
What do you think, Grace?
Like trying new things that people have never done before.
Yeah, because I think if somebody did the same lessons year after year after year, do you think that would be a good thing, or do you think that would be a bad thing?
It would be broadening their horizon and knowledge.
Yeah.
If you've done the same lessons they did all year.
When should we start talking to students about the future?
All the time, really.
Before the last year.
I like that idea because I think if we talked about it earlier, it gives us more chance to plan. There's going to be a lot of talk in the last months with young people, but that has to be the time to help with the transition. I think if we started that conversation at that point, maybe that would be a little bit too late.
You'd be putting too much pressure on that student.
Somebody said we should do it throughout, but do you think we should not talk about it in the first year?
You can, but we don't want to put too much pressure on a new student. Don't forget they've got to settle into the new environment, like to different lessons. Because if they have a load off board onto them, they're going to struggle to learn and keep concentrated on things.
Exactly.
We want students to come in and feel welcome by everybody here at Homefield. Do you feel prepared for your next steps after college?
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm going to do after college though.
So although you don't know, you feel like you've done enough exploring. Sometimes it can be a worrying time, can't it? Some of the things that you're already doing, you can continue to do, so that won't change. And what about you, Savvy? Do you feel ready for your next steps?
Mum's thinking about it, but I think I might be having another year here.
And what about you, Cameron?
Might be staying on, I don't know yet.
And actually, sometimes for young people, especially if you have an education, health and care plan, you don't always get to make the decision. Sometimes we have to wait for the local authority. But also sometimes we don't get to do our dream thing straight away.
No.
Do you all feel that you've got the right skills and the right experience to do the first thing after you leave Homefield?
Yeah.
What have you done here at Homefield that's really helped you to develop those skills?
Work experience.
So work experience, sometimes that can be out with a different company, but sometimes it can be at Homefield because we do have lessons.
Brewards, that's technically work
Brewards, so
experience.
you're always doing work experience. You just don't recognise it as work experience because it's a lesson, but you're dealing with customers and you're making food, aren't you?
Yeah.
So work experience at Homefield could be even in your lessons.
Within
You don't
Brewards or
even realise you're doing
within
it.
Brewards or Spectrum.
Yeah, Spectrum's definitely another example of work experience here. We also have the catering kitchen as well. That's also an example of work experience because you have to do risk assessments, which I know
Health and
Sally,
safety.
You did your health and safety. You have to make
Food
sure
hygiene.
Food hygiene. You have to follow the rules, don't you? And you'll be serving customers. And that customer might be Tracy on a Friday.
Or the trustees.
You never know who's going to walk through the door.
Yeah.
So that's still work experience. You've got to think of 3 words to describe Homefield.
Amazing, fantastic, and very hardworking.
Fun, fantastic.
And brilliant.
I've got 2, hardworking and excellent.
Up next, we have Janvee, former Homefield student currently thriving in her apprenticeship.
Hi, I am Janvee. I was a Pathway 3 student and I was a residential student. I used to stay at Homefield for 5 days residential and I was here for 2 years. I mainly did sports with Tom, running the sports sessions, and I did mini sports day, did exercise of the week, and Tom built my confidence when I was at Homefield. I did my work placement with Liz with the Pathway 1 students, doing sports with them, going to the leisure centre and using the sports hall. Now I am a learning support assistant at my mainstream college, helping students with learning difficulties and making sure they complete their qualifications for sport.
What did you do after graduating from Homefield?
I went to Stanmore College, which is based in London, and I did an NCFE Level 3 Sports in Physical Activity. Then I did a personal training course, Level 3, and I did a Level 2 gym instructor instructor course. I had a lot of assignments and I had to get assessed for the personal training. So I had to be filmed in a gym, doing a gym session with a student. The transition from Homefield College was a big change. I went to a mainstream college and I was a bit shy and quiet at first. And then slowly I built my relationships to make friends. And I built a good relationships with the sports teachers. And yeah, it's a fantastic college.
What challenges did you face?
It was to make friends, to build a relationship with the teachers, getting to know the mainstream site, the campus, getting to know everyone. And then after 2 years, I had to go to a different satellite camp because our mainstream college is getting built new. And I had to get used to that from traveling on the bus, going to work, making my own route back to work from home, getting used to the new system. So doing all the paperwork on Pro Monitor, learning how to use the Civica. So when I'm off sick, I have to note that I'm off sick so they know. And just helping get you to know the students as well, because they are new. They started in September, some of them. So building a good relationship with them.
Why did you decide to do this apprenticeship?
I did an apprenticeship because my sports teachers, they really liked me, how I was working and helping the students when I did the course. And they thought I was very calm, friendly, always smiling, and I just built a good relationship with everyone, and I really appreciate that I've got this apprenticeship now. So I work 3 times a week. That is a Monday, Tuesday and a Thursday, 8:45 till 4. And I work in the sports department, helping the students do all their sports assignments, making sure they complete them. I'm doing a learning teaching assistant course. I'm doing a level 2 at the moment. I've had my first observation and I did really well. I got a distinction in it. And my next step would be to do my level 3, where you're full qualified learning assistant, and then hopefully to become a teacher is to do my level 4. I'm learning new skills every day, and hopefully once I've learnt everything, like how to report if something goes wrong, how to build a good relationship with the students, I would like to work in a primary school.
How did Homefield help you with your career goals?
Keleigh, Joanne and Tom really helped me. They helped me with my confidence. And then when I did the internship, we did a lot of interview practice. So that got my confidence. And that's how I got through to this job, because I did really well in the interview. One of the biggest milestones for me was travel training. I learned how to catch the bus independently. And now I can confidently travel on my own. That has given me so much freedom. I would like to give a massive thank you to Tracy Foreman for coming all the way down to London to see Stanmore College, to see if it was suitable for me and if they will give me the right support. And that was a massive help to me and my family.
What advice would you give to other Homefield students?
Just to believe in themselves and follow the right path, and hopefully they will succeed like me, and just believe in themselves and feel confident and never give up.
Can you describe Homefield in 3 words?
Trustworthy, safe, and very friendly.
Up next is Dilip, Janvee's father, who will be discussing neurodiversity and careers from a parent perspective.
Hi, my name is Dilip. I'm Janvee's father. She spent 3 years here at Homefield, and massive confidence boost and independence. We've seen a lot of independence in her over the years that she's been here. I mean, it was quite steep, the improvement we saw. So that's really set her up for the future, I think.
What would you say some of the key things from a parent's perspective that you really noticed Janvee develop during her time at Homefield?
I think it's the independence. So she can just look after herself now. So that's great. Areas she was struggling with, they've been overcome. Simple things like not being able to use an escalator because she was scared to go down an escalator. Now, if you live in London and we're close to London, that's essential that she can travel up and down without being scared or without hesitation because it's quite busy. So she's overcome that. She's able to travel on her own. She started driving lessons as well while she was at Homefield College. So hopefully she'll be even more independent travel-wise. Her confidence has increased. So today she's given talks here. She's done other presentations in the past as well. She's confident. So considering where Janvee was when she was a toddler and where she is now, it's a massive difference. It's chalk and cheese.
How important is it that parents get involved and support students' aspirations?
Oh, absolutely essential. You have to support the students. The thing with my wife and I, we've always had this mindset of we don't want to be supported by the state. We always wanted to make sure she had something to do. She had a career, or in our case, my wife's always starting and opening businesses and shops and stuff like that, thinking one day Janvee, when she finishes college, she'll be able to work there. So essential to support the student while they're still at college to make sure they can achieve really what they want to do. As we found with Janvee, she's followed a passion, and it wasn't clear what she wanted to do early on. She's tried all sorts of things like agriculture and cooking and working in the brewers. Once she started sports, I think she liked it, so that's what she wanted to focus on and hopefully find a job somewhere in sports. And obviously she's succeeded now, but it's making sure you provide that support for the child. If you see any opportunities, help the child get them. That's the key thing. So anything that came up sports related wise, even when she was at Homefield, she only used to come home at the weekends. But when she had a sports program to write for Pathway 1 students, we supported her if we could help her, even if it's things like using the printer and stuff like that, or whatever we could do, we'd help her so she could achieve what she wanted to.
How did Homefield help you support Janvee?
So we had lots of support from Homefield, right from the start, from our application process, getting Janvee settled here, regular reviews, contacts we could call, email, obviously sort of pastoral support for Janvee while she was here as well. So we had confidence in that. Yeah, and ongoing as well, right to, as Janvee mentioned earlier, Tracy coming down to London to visit the college, to support our application for the college, make sure it was right, ensure Janvee got the right support that she needed. And all of the, that's really big if you consider it. And that actually helped us get the placement, get support from our education authority. She's independent now, working. That's the most we can ask, really.
Would you recommend Homefield?
Absolutely. Homefield stood out for us, and that's why we selected it. And then once we came here, we were welcomed. The help we got from the people, it was tremendous.
Describe Homefield in 3 words from a parent's point of view.
It's caring, passionate, and helpful.
Thank you for listening to our second episode of Beyond the Label. For more information about our podcast or Homefield College, visit our website at www.homefieldcollege.ac.uk or check out our social media accounts. Our next episode will focus on neurodiversity. Stay tuned!